G'day everyone, we are now live. Welcome to everybody that is joining in, whichever platform you are viewing this from. What I'm going to show today or go through is just a really simple use case for Stream and Microsoft Forms, how they can work together and integrate together to provide, in this case, the use case is around HR onboarding. So we've got some new staff members starting. They need to watch a video and they need to answer some questions, let's say, so that we know that they've actually gone through that video. And this is just a nice little simple way that these two applications can work together. All right. So we're going to upload a video to Stream, which I've already done. I've got a few Microsoft Forms already created, and now we're going to have a look at how we can integrate those forms into different parts of that video. Okay, so and let's just take a look and see how that is all done. So I'm going to now cut over to the Stream UI. So I'm in Stream. I've got this video uploaded here. I'll just jump over to a new tab. So we've got a few forms that I've already created. Some onboarding questions, series 1, 2, and 3. And we've also got this question here that we're going to add as well. So we've got 4 forms, all right? So I'm going to just jump back to Stream. Now let's have a look at the interactivity tab. So this is the video in question. It's not really a HR onboarding video, but it's a Teams masterclass video that I've just produced. Now on the interactivity tab, what we do have now is the option to be able to add a form. All right. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to grab the URL of the form. So I'm just going to jump over here. I'm going to open up the first series and I'm going to grab the link to this form and I'm going to paste that in this text box and we're going to name the form and I'll just call it, in this case, series 1 questions. And what we can do with this position on the timeline feature is we can move the slider here to let us determine where in this video we want this form to appear. All right, so you can see while it's sliding, the time here is changing as we slide this across. So I'm going to start this really quickly after 13 seconds. So we're going to add that one to the timeline there. Now let's add another form. So we're now going to add series 2. So I'm just going to go through here. Let's grab the address of this one. We'll jump back into here. We'll paste that in here and we'll go series 2 questions. And we need to pick an unused time. So I'm going to slide the slider up. We'll go at about 30 seconds. And we'll now add that to the timeline as well. So now we've got series 1, series 2, and let's just keep going along. I'll grab series 3 now. Let's grab the URL of that. And we might add that, let's just say after a minute 50, we'll paste that in. Series 3 questions at a minute 50. Let's just scroll down. We'll add that to the timeline. And let's grab the next one. So let's just add this one here where it's going to ask, now that this video is actually all about little shortcuts in Microsoft Teams. So this is a question here that we might want to add at the end of the video. So if we're talking about a HR onboarding or something like that, it could be right at the end of the video that we ask a number of questions just to make sure. It could be a policy review or something like that. Ask a question about a particular document that they were meant to have read. But let's add this one and let's call it chat questions, and it's going to appear at 7:55. Let's add this to the timeline here. Okay. Now, let's take a look and see how that looks. All right, so I'm going to slide this slider back to the start and I'm going to play this video. Now what we'll see after 13 seconds is that first series of forms is going to appear and it's going to stop the video and it will, well, it should. There we go. So it's going to load the first series of questions. I can now go through and fill that out. Let's just quickly do this so we can have a look at the results. Let's choose yesterday and we'll submit. And then that form's going to be submitted to Forms. And obviously we're going to get those results in the back end as well. So we can jump into to Forms and we can see the results of that, which we'll do in a sec. But now we can continue on. So we're going to continue on with the video. Now the next one's going to appear after 29 seconds. All right, so we can see here we're up to 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And that is going to appear now as well. And here's our series 2. I'm pretty sure that it's excellent. This is good. Let's just mark a few of these. Good, poor, bad, neither good or bad. Yes, yes, and let's submit that as well. Okay. You get the picture. As we go along, we can see with the time where these forms are going to present themselves. Now, in the back end of this, obviously, let's just jump into the Forms tab here. We'll just jump back into Forms and let's just refresh. And we'll notice that we've got our responses here. We can jump into the back end here. We can see we've got one response. And we can see the responses that are coming through. All right. So having that ability to be able to integrate those forms or a question and answer as the video is going along can provide some pretty good functionality for you. Depending on the use cases, so many different use cases for this. It is it is fairly basic. You can skip through them. But it does provide some functionality that you might find useful. That's it for this live episode. So I do hope that brings you some value. So you can integrate Microsoft Forms into Stream to give you that functionality. Good for HR departments. I've seen a lot of departments use, or training departments in organizations use that functionality really, really well. So thanks for tuning in, wherever you were tuning in from, and I hope the rest of the day goes well, or night, wherever you're viewing this from, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.